before you is our group 6, and we will be presenting our chosen topic of human becoming theory by Rosemary Pars and human caring by Jean Watson. My name is Jose Suarez. Here with me are my group mates.
My name is Nelly.
I'm Evangeline.
My name is Jerusha.
And my name is Marianne.
Alright, so we have been learning that a nursing theory is a set of concepts, definitions, relationships, and assumptions or propositions derived from nursing models or from other disciplines and a purposive, systematic view of phenomena by designing specific interrelationships among concepts for the purpose of describing, explaining, predicting, and or prescribing. Kerlinger defines theories as a set of interrelated concepts that give a systematic view of a phenomenon that is explanatory and predictive in nature. Moreover, theories are composed of concepts, definitions, models, propositions that are based on assumptions. A theory is said to be important according to Parsons because it helps us to decide what we know and what we need to know. It also helps to distinguish what should form the basis of practice by explicitly describing nursing. The benefits of having a defined body of theory in nursing would include a better patient care, enhanced professional status for nurses, and improved communication between nurses, and guidance for research and education. This is based according to a study by Nolan in 1996. So in addition, because of the main exponent of nursing, which is caring, which is hard to measure, it is vital to have the theory to analyze and explain what nurses do. So in nursing, there have been a lot of theories. Nightingale, Peplau, Henderson, Abdella, Orlando, just to name a few. Today we'll be discussing Rosemary Pars and Jean Watson.
Okay, I'm going to discuss, I'm going to present the credentials and background of Rosemary Pars. She was a graduate of Duquesne University in Pittsburgh and received her master's and doctorate. She was Dean of the Nursing School at Duquesne University in 1977 to 1982, a professor and coordinator of the Center for Nursing Research at Hunter College of the City University of New York in 1983 to 1993, a professor and the chair of Loyola University Chicago in 1993 to 2006, and distinguished professor in emeritus at Loyola University Chicago in 2006 to present. And in January 2007, she became a consultant and visiting scholar at New York University College of Nursing. Moving on, she also founder and current editor of Nursing Science Quarterly and president of Discovery International. Dr. Pars also is a fellow in the American Academy of Nursing, where she initiated and chaired the Nursing Theory Guided Practice Expert Panel and received 2 Lifetime Awards. She also founded the Institute of Human Becoming, where she teaches the ontological, epistemological, and mythological underpinnings of the Human Becoming School of Thought. And lastly, throughout her career, Dr. Pars has made outstanding contributions to the discipline and profession of nursing through progressive leadership in nursing knowledge development, research, education, and practice. Moving on, so I'm going to discuss the major concepts and assumptions of Rosemary Pars. So, human becoming theory. The theory is structured around 3 abiding themes: the meaning, rhythmicity, and transcendence. Meaning is born in the message that persons give and take with others in speaking, moving, silence, and stillness. It indicates the significance of something is chosen by people. Rhythmicity is about patterns and possibility. Pars suggests that people live unrepeatable patterns of relating with others, ideas, objects, and situations. And transcendence is the 3rd major theme of Human Becoming School of Thought, which is about change and possibility, the infinite possibility that is human becoming. Okay, so the next would be the major concepts of parse theory, which include the principle one, which is the structuring meaning, and then the structuring meaning includes three major concepts such as imaging, valuing, and languaging. Imaging means explicit to tacit and reflective to reflective. Valuing is known as confirming to non-confirming. Languaging, it means speaking to being silent and moving to being still. Principle 2 is configuring rhythmical patterns, which also has three major concepts. First is revealing to concealing, which means disclosing to not disclosing. Enabling to limiting, which is also known as potentiating to restricting. Last is connecting to separating, which means attempting to distancing. The last principle that would be contrascending with possibilities, which also has three concepts: powering, originating, and transforming. Powering means pushing to resisting, affirming to not affirming, being to non-being. And originating, also known as certainty to uncertainty, confirming to not conforming. Lastly is transforming, which is also known as familiar to unfamiliar. Moving on, so major assumptions of parse would be human becoming is structuring, meaning freely choosing with situation. Human becoming is configuring rhythmical human universe patterns. Human becoming is co-contrascending illimitably with emerging possibilities. And lastly, human becoming is human universe co-creating a seamless symphony.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the advantages of parse theory. First advantage is it differentiates nursing from the other disciplines. It provides guidance of care and useful administration. It is useful in education. It provides research methodologies. It provides framework to guide inquiry of other theories like grief, hope, laughter, and others. Now, regarding the disadvantages of the theory, first is research considered to be in a closed circle. There is rarely quantifiable results. It's difficult to compare with other research studies because there is no control group, standardized questions, and others. It does not utilize the nursing process or the diagnosis. It negates the idea that each person engages in a unique lived experience. Then it is not accessible to the new nurses, and it is not applicable in cases of emergent care or acute care.
I will be discussing about Jean Watson, and I shall begin with discussing about her background. Jean Watson was actually born Margaret Jean Harmon, and she was born in the year of in West Virginia in the 1940s. Her background education is she graduated nursing from the Lewis Gale School of Nursing in 1961. She has a Master of Science in Nursing in Psychiatric and Mental Health Nursing in 1966, a PhD in Educational Psychology and Counseling in 1973, and she got them all from the University of Colorado. She's also a well-known distinguished professor of nursing and an endowed chair in caring science at the University of Colorado Health Sciences Center. She was also known as the founder of the original Center of Human Caring in Colorado and a fellow of the American Academy of Nursing. She was also a dean of nursing at the University of Health Sciences Center and became a president of the National League of Nursing. She's known to have 6 honorary doctoral degrees. Her research has been in the area of human caring and loss. And in 1988, her theory was published in Nursing, a Human Science and Human Care. She actually contributes to major events that influence her theory or which expanded her theory, one of which was actually the loss of her left eye in 1997 and the death of her husband in 1998. there are, I'll be discussing next the major concepts of her theory. One is for her, human being, for her it refers to a valued person in of him or herself to be cared for, respected, nurtured, understood, and assisted. Or in general, a philosophical view of a person as a fully functional, integrated self. A human, for her, is viewed as greater than and different from the sum of his or her just physical parts. She also went on to define health on her own. She added 3 elements to how World Health Organization defines health. One of which is a high level of overall physical, mental, and social functioning, a general adaptive maintenance level of daily functioning, and also the absence of illness. The third one is the environment or society. According to Watson, caring in nursing has existed in every society. It doesn't come from generation to generation. A caring attitude is not transmitted through generation to generation. It is, however, transmitted by the culture of the profession as a unique way of coping with its environment. Watson defines nursing as the fourth major concept as concerned with promoting health, preventing illness, caring for the sick, and restoring health. Nursing for her also focuses on health promotion and treatment of disease. She believes that holistic healthcare is central to the practice of caring in nursing. So she also defines nursing as a human science of persons and human health illness experiences that are mediated by professional, personal, scientific, aesthetic, and ethical human transactions. The fifth major concept is the actual caring occasion. So it involves actions and choices by the nurse and the individual. It is the moment of coming together in a caring occasion which presents the two people with the opportunity to decide how to be in the relationship or what to do with the moment. Caring occasion actually focuses on the heart-centered encounter with another person. So it's a human-to-human interaction that is supposed to be meaningful, supposed to be authentic, and you're supposed to be honoring the other person's wishes and needs to enhance her spiritual needs. And then the fifth major concept is the transpersonal concept, which is an subjective human-to-human relationship in which the nurse affects and is affected by the person or of the other. Both are fully present in the moment and feel a union with the other. They share a phenomenal feel that becomes part of the life story of both. Transpersonal concept, it's all about going beyond your ego or your duty as a nurse. It's all about your moral commitment as a person to protect or enhance the dignity of the client, of the patient. And it's also respecting or loving the other person to respect their wishes and needs. And then I'll be moving on to the assumptions of her theory. One is caring can be effectively demonstrated in practice only interpersonally. However, caring can also be demonstrated not just by, personally interacting with a person. You could also show that by being thoughtful or considering from what you have taken. Like if you have been listening to what your patient needs if you know she needs something, you could do it not just towards her by showing her that you care for her. Second is caring consists of curative factors that result in the satisfaction of certain human needs. Effective caring promotes health and individual or family growth. Caring responses accept person not only as he or she is now, but as what he or she may become. And a caring environment is one that offers the development of potential while allowing the person to choose the best action for himself or herself at a given point in time. Another assumption is caring is more healthogenic than is curing. Science of caring is complementary to the science of curing, and the practice of caring is central to nursing.
Hi, I will be discussing the advantages of the theory. One is theory of Jane Watson. The science of caring theory focuses on the psychosocial of patient. The major components are to enhance the nurse-patient interaction and improve practice for patients. It is a personal in nature and based on the value system of the individual. An additional strand of the theory is that it bases the client in the context of the family, the community, and the culture. Nursing practice becomes personalized while at the same time less generic and technical in nature. The client becomes the focus of care and not the technology available for treatments. Caring science empowers patients to take control and maintain their health. And one of the disadvantages of the theory is that biophysical needs of the patients are given less importance and the main focus is on the psychosocial needs of the individual. This is more limiting in that health still has a physiological component that needs to be addressed. These guidelines of psychosocial practice are just one component of multifaceted nursing. The science of philosophy is open to interpretation, which allows many ambiguities that may lead to hard implementation in practice. The more psychosocial the theory, the less practical it becomes to everyday nursing practice. The key difference, the next is key differences between Parse and Watson theory. Parse theory focuses on the quality of life of the patient from each individual patient's perspectives and sees the patient not as a different aspect of a whole but as a person. Other theories have both the conventional biomedical approach and biopsychosocial spiritual approach like Watson's. Parse theory allows nurses to do what is so many of them go into the nursing field to help people. While Parse theory does not utilize the nursing process and diagnosis, unlike Watson, it does not seek to fix problems. Next is
So let's talk about the value and usefulness to nursing of Parse theory. First, it provides alternative approach to all levels of nursing. It gives the nurse the ability to see the patient's perspective. It allows the nurse to be with the patient and guides him or her towards the health goals. The nurse-patient relationship co-creates changing health patterns, a transformative approach to all levels of nursing. It differs from the traditional nursing process, particularly in that it does not seek to fix problems. Ability to see patient's perspective allows the nurse to be with the patient and guides them towards the desired health outcomes. Nurse-person relationship co-creates changing health patterns. Now, the Watson's theory, its values and usefulness to nursing. First, we have Watson's science of caring uses the holistic approach where the nurse or the healthcare professional also looks into the patient's values, culture, and beliefs in giving care. The client is the focus over anything else. The nurse and the client develop a bond of mutual trust, and caring is more valued as what nurses should be, that is, being caregivers.
Okay, so in conclusion, choosing Parse's theory over Watson's. In Parse's theory, the nurse is not focused on fixing problems, but is viewing the patient as a whole person, living experiences through his or her environment. So this creates a stronger nurse-patient relationship, allowing the nurses to achieve their goal or focus, which is in the quality of life. And for Watson's theory over Parse, the nursing goal is centered around helping the patient gain a higher degree of harmony within mind, body, and soul. This is achieved through caring transactions. For example, in a hypertensive patient, the Watson caring model is recommended as one way of decreasing blood pressure and increase in quality of life. So to end this, although we may choose different kinds of theory in our practice, the theory in general gives it helps patients, managers, and other healthcare professionals to recognize the unique contributions that we nurses make in the healthcare field. Not only to have our own identity and not only to be regarded as shadows of the medical profession. That ends up our presentation for today, and we hope we have shared ideas and knowledge as to what we have researched based on the topics that we have chosen to present to you. Thank you and have a nice day.